Okay.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nur Maulana Shah Kareem Hussaini Hazir Imam Ya Maulay Mehrban Madad Farma Ya Maulay Mehrban Madad Farma Madad Farma Madad Farma Alayyul Qayyum Ali Allah Madad Farma Nur Maulana Shah Kareem Hussaini Hazir Imam Tawfiq Tahid Himmat wa Yari Maula Tawfiq Tahid Himmat wa Yari Maula Ya Maula Madad Farma Ya Maula अपने नूर की हिदायत से मौला अपने नूर की रोशनी में मौला हम गरीबों की मदद फरमाना मौला या मौला हम पर अपना नूरानी दस्त मुबारक रखते हुए मौला हमारे करीब आ जा मौला हमारी मदद फरमा मौला या मौलाए मेहरबान रहम कर करम कर फजल कर मौला तमाम साथियों को एक बार फिर या अली मदद. It's so nice to be back again amongst the Ilmi friends. I was thinking about it, that what subject should we take today? And with Imam's mercy, in the place where we are standing, and we noticed amongst the Jamat, even though we are in the Haqiqi Tariqat, Haqiqi Mazhab, Haqiqi religion, but due to the lack of knowledge, understanding, lack of ilm, lack of effort on our part, we see Jamaat on different levels. With Imam's mercy, with Imam's rahmat, with Imam's Khana Vadan, with the Imam's love for the Jamaat, we are still in much better place than someone who does not have a living Imam. We are so fortunate to have a current and living Imam, Al-Hayy and Al-Qayyum, ever living and ever present Imam. We have no reason to be anywhere other than our beautiful Haqiqi Tariqah. So today's subject, the chapter we will cover, we will try to understand what is Shariaat, what is Tariqat, what is Haqiqat, and where do we go from here? પાછું એક દફા ગુજરાતીમાં કે આપણો મઝહબ તો હકીકતનો છે, મગર જ્યારે આપણે જમાતના માથે નજર દોરાવીએ છીએ તો આપણે જોઈએ છે કે લગભગ માણસો શરીયતમાં, થોડા ઘણા માણસો તરીકતમાં, બહુ જ ઓછા હકીકતને સમજીને મઝહબને પાડે છે. એની શું વજહ છે? એની વજહ એક જ સમજમાં આવે છે કે આપણે પોતાના મઝહબને સમજી નથી શક્યા. એના માટે આપણે ક્યારે શરીયતના પાછળ, બલકે આપણે શરીયતના પાછળ બહુ જ વધારે તવજ્જો દે છે, બલકે ઉલટા કદમ, in reverse action, with a foot backward, શરીયતના પાછળ ભાગીએ છીએ, જે કે આપણો તરીકો હકીકતનો છે. હાલો આપણે એક્ઝામ્પલ્સ લઈએ સમજાવવા માટે, તાકે આપણે પોતાની કરેક્શન કરી શકીએ. We cannot correct ourselves until we understand where do we stand. What is our Imam's wish for us? What is our Tariqat teaching us? So let's try that. Shariat. What is Shariat? Even though we are in the level of Haqiqat, Shariat always remains to a level. So what is Shariat? The example of Shariat is like a toddler up to 5-year-old. Pay attention to this nature, okay? A human nature. What does a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, 3-year-old, 2-year-old, 1-year-old do? They look around themselves. They follow their parents. They copy people around them. They do things without rationalizing what they are doing. For example, if their parents are making faces, laughing, moving their hands, doing whatever they're doing, the children mimic, copy. The attribution of a parrot or a monkey. They mimic, they talk as the parent talk, and they follow the action as parents do. The true attribution of parrot, just repeat everything. Monkey, just follow everything the parents do. That is the example of Shariat. Can you imagine that? When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam brought the Shariat into Islam, the people at the time were the example of a toddler up to 5-year-old. Do as you are told to do. જ્યારે ઇસ્લામ આવ્યું તો કહેવામાં આવ્યું કે ઈ કરો જી હું તમને કહું છું, સવાલ નહીં પૂછજો. જેમ હું કરું છું તેમ કરો, જેમ હું બોલું છું તેમ કરો. यानी कि પેરેટની જેમ અને મંકીની જેમ. શું કામે કે આપણો તરીકો નવો નવો હતો. Just as the example of a child, because they cannot rationalize what you are saying, what you are doing, what is good, what is bad, how to do what. They cannot rationalize. That is the example of the Shariat. But Shariat is important. We do mimic, we do follow. We follow our leader, we follow our Imam, we follow our Ginan, our peers. And we're supposed to do that up to a point. Up to a point. Once the child is above the 5, let's say between 6 and 14 or 15, what do you teach them? You teach them how to brush their teeth, when to brush their teeth, how long to brush their teeth, how to comb their hair, what is the proper way of combing hair, when to comb hair, how to wash themselves, how to take shower. You teach them. Up to 5, you help them, you do brush and they see you and they mimic. They follow you, they copy you. After that, you teach them how and why and what is the purpose of doing it. Just like that, in our tariqah, initially we were taught, come to Jamat Khana, say dua, say tasbih, say hai zinda, do as I do as you are told. No question asked. Because they are too young to make a rational choice, a rational decision. Now, before we go into the tariqat, let's ask ourselves a question. Are we still doing what we were doing when we were 5-year-old? It's okay. Remember, it's a self-question, self-reflection. We cannot correct ourselves unless we know what we are doing wrong. So question, are we doing anything different today than when we were 5-year-old? Your parents took you to Jamat Khana, you are going to Jamat Khana today. What is the different? You are offering your dua as you were 5-year-old offering your dua. What is the different today? You are saying hai zinda without knowing what it means. What is the different today? What are we doing different today than when we were 1 through 5-year-old? Question to ourselves. If your answer is nothing, I'm not doing anything different today than what I was doing earlier, what you just told yourself, I'm just mimicking and I'm just copying. Because I have made no rational choice. I have not understood anything after what I learned from my parents. I go to Jamat Khana as I went to Jamat Khana with my mom and dad, my brother and sister, with my friends. Back then, I did not understand anything, and today I don't understand anything either. I just do what everybody else do. What are our Shariaat? If I ask you, someone on this line, what are Ismaili Shariaat? Maybe out of 100 and some online, maybe there are 10, maybe 15 will be able to tell me that there are 3 Shariat remains in Ismaili Tariqah. Only 3. And then again, if I ask what are those 3, out of those 15, maybe 10 will be able to tell me. What are those? Number 1, the Sond. The Sond is our Shariat. We give the Sond without asking question. We give the Sond because our parent told us to do so. We are in habit of giving the Sond. We don't even ask what is the Sond, how to give the Sond, what are different kind of the Sond. We just give the Sond. Sometimes when we do ask question, we ask negative question. For example, why I have to give the Sond. And we do anything and everything to save a penny. Can I give less the Sond than what I'm giving today? How do I save some money and not give the Sond? Those questions comes regularly, no doubt. But no one has ever asked how many different kind of the Sond are there. Am I giving correct the Sond? Am I giving all the Sond I'm supposed to give? No one have asked me that question. All these years that we've been teaching and learning, I have received hundreds and hundreds of questions. What can I do to save a penny? No one have asked me in all these years how many different kind of dasan there are. See, when we don't know, and that's where the problem starts. Anyway, so first was the dasan. That's one of the three of our Shariat remains today. Second is our 3-time dua. That's the second part of our Shariat. Even though we are in Haqiqat, there remains some Shariat because those are the core, foundation, necessary, important that we must do. One was the dasan, second was dua. Third is one single majlis. Chandrat majlis. Chandrat majlis is part of our Shariat. Only one majlis is part of our Shariat. None other majlis are part of our Shariat. Only 3. So the dasan, dua, and one Chandrat majlis is part of our Shariat and none other. Let's come to Tariqat. What is Tariqat? Are we following Shariat or are we following Tariqat? Tariqat is how do we do and why we are doing. How do we give the dasan and why we are giving the dasan. How do we say our dua and why do we say our dua. How do we follow the Chandrat majlis and why do we follow Chandrat majlis? That's Tariqat. On top of that, Tariqat teaches us about the ibadat, about our rites and rituals, about our practices that we do in Jamat Khana, and about other majalis. An example, Betul Khayal, Naumi Majlis, Life Majlis, and other majalis. Tariqat teaches us that. If we do not learn, and I can again put some numbers out of 100 and something on this line, if I would ask, is Betul Khayal for us? Half will say yes, other half will say no. And you know what? They both will be right. Amazingly, they both will be right. Betul Khayal is not for us until you take the Isme Azam. After that, it becomes for us. You see, Betul Khayal is not for us until you take the bowl. Until then, it's not for us. You can do it as a nawafil, your extraordinary ibadat, Betul Khayal ibadat, Betul Khayal majlis. If I would ask again, same answer will go for Naumi Majlis, Live Majlis, and other majalis. They are not for us on anyone. Matter of fact, they are not even part of our tariqah until we offer, meaning all of the majalis, and this is something new to everyone. All of the majalis are your memani to the Imam Zaman. Your offering to the Imam Zaman. You are saying, Ya Mullah, I would like to do something more than my Shariat. Something on top of my Tariqat. I would like to offer 5 year of service offering memani to you. And we enroll in 5 year. And then 12 year, what we call Naumi Mallas, 5 saal, 12 saal. 12 year of offering. It used to be 2 different majlas. You would enroll in 5 year first, and then on top of that, you can offer extraordinary 12 year, meaning 7 year of more of service to the Imam Zaman. They would call 5 saal, 12 saal majlas, a Naumi majlas. And that is our offering, our memani, our kurbani. Now let's ask same question again. Those of you who are in 5 saal, 12 saal, have you honestly, okay, no cheating, honestly, have given your 5 year of service to the Imam? Or did you just give some money and thought that is it? Have you given your 5 years service to the Imam or to the Jamat? Have you given your 12 year total, 5 year plus 7 year service to the Imam or to the Jamat? Self-reflection. If your answer is no, I will have a word of wisdom for you. Paisa bhi gaya, ne kaam bhi na thiyo. Paisa bhi api dida, અને કાંઈ ફાયદો બી ના થયો. કાઠિયાવાડી આવું કામ ના કરે, હા, કે પૈસા બી દે ને એના બદલે કાંઈ મળે પણ નહીં. That is very unusual for a Kathiawadi man. Am I right? 5 સાલના પૈસા બી ભર્યા, 12 સાલના પૈસા બી ભર્યા, લેકિન 5 સાલની ખિદમત, 5 સાલની ઓફરિંગ, 7 વર્ષની એડિશનલ, ટોટલ 12 વર્ષની ઓફરિંગ આપણે જે મોલાને લખાવી, પૈસા આપી દીધા, કામ ના કર્યું. Self-reflection, my brother, my sister, my elders, my younger children. Now, let's come to life. Have we truly, and Monica was just reciting this Gnan, how proper the Gnan was. Sab kuch chhodiya. Did we? We sang the Gnan. Oh, such a beautiful Gnan. Have we really left everything for our Imam, our Jamat, in the offering, in the khidmat of the Imam and the Jamat? When was the last time you gave something of yourself, of your time, of your money for the Jamat's benefit? Ask yourself. If you cannot even remember last time, what is the use of being in life madlas? Are we cheating ourselves or are we cheating Imam? Who are we cheating? These are some serious questions. These are some serious questions. And those are true reflection on ourselves. It's not too late. It's not too late. Offer your 5 saal, your 12 saal, your life as you have dedicated yourself to those majalis. If you are not even thinking about that, then you just have given the money and thought that was it. And that is not what you had signed up for. That is your memani, your promise to the Imam Zaman, that I will give my 5 year of service to the Jamat, 12 year of service to the Jamat, lifetime of service to the Jamat. have we done that? That is tariqah. See, that is teaching, that is tariqah, that is learning. We don't do anything because our tariqah is the tariqah of logic and intellect. We don't do anything just because we have money, so we give money and enroll ourselves in the majalis. That is not our tariqah. That is not our tariqah. Let's come into the Haqiqat. What is Haqiqat? Haqiqat means truth. You find the truth of the matter. We haven't even asked the question about the song, about dua, about Chandra Madlas, about the Betul Khyal, about the Naumi Madlas, about the life Madlas. How can we know the truth behind those practices? Haqiqat is to find the truth in the action. We are no longer 5-year-old. Matter of fact, we are no longer 13, 14-year-old, because that would be tariqat. Haqiqat is when you become adult, 80 and above. Are we behaving like 18 and above, or are we behaving as 5-year-old? Self-reflection. This is self-reflection, not criticism. Because what we don't know, we don't know. And when we don't know, how do we learn? But after today, you would have no excuse. કાલે જ્યારે મોલા બાબા પૂછશે કે તમને આ વાતની જાણ હતી તો તમે ના નહીં કહી શકશો ને હું તમારો વિટનેસ હોઈશ કે હા આ વાત થઈ હતી આ લાઈનમાં થઈ. You will not be able to say I did not know. There is a farman of our previous Imam, Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alayhi. May our soul be sacrificed to that Imam. He says, others will have excuse. What excuse would you have? બીજા આગળ તો ઘણા બધા excuses હશે. મને ખબર છે આપણે ચોપડી લખી રહ્યા છે excuse માટે. લેકિન આપણા આગળ શું excuse હશે? We will have no excuse. We will have no excuse. Haqiqat, if we believe that our tariqah is the tariqah of Haqiqat, then we must know and understand the truth of our tariqah, truth of our religion, truth in every single action we take. What is the truth behind the building of Jamat Khana? What is the prayer hall? What is the purpose of multi-purpose hall? Is it just for dandiyaras and chai and coffee? Or is it to see and become one with our Jamat? Become one with our Jamat. Socializing does not mean gossiping. Socializing meaning to know each other, become one with each other. You see, different way of looking at things. We thought social hall was there for us to stand there and gossip, when socializing was for the purpose of becoming one with each other. Different way of looking at things. Haqiqat, the truth behind our Jamaat Khana. May it be the prayer hall or social hall. May it be the building or parking lot. May it be the shoes company or Mukhi's part. Truth. What is the truth? How do we understand? Have we understood? Have we asked question? Now, there is one more step after Haqiqat, and that is Marifaat. Those who have no understanding of Shariaat can never come into the Tariqat. And those who do not learn in Tariqat cannot understand the truth in our Tariqah, the Haqiqat. And those without the Haqiqat, without the truth, how would they receive the Marifaat? English word, recognition. Marifaat कहने के भाई છે આપણે એક થઈ જાય. પહેલે ચાંદ્રાનો ફરમાન, પહેલે તમે આપસમાં એક દિલ થઈ જાઓ. First become one amongst yourself, then practice ibadat and become one with the Imam. That is Marifaat. Become one with the Imam. How do we become one with Imam? When we are not one amongst ourselves. How do we become one amongst ourselves? When we don't even understand how. Meaning, we do not have ilm and tariqah. Because tariqah was the place where we were supposed to learn about Haqiqat. And Haqiqat was the place where we supposed to reflect on the truth of our tariqah so we can move forward to Haqiqat, to Marifaat, to become one with Imam. I have a news for us, and that includes myself. You can do ibadat for 100 years without understanding the ibadat, without understanding the ismiyazam, without understanding the Imam, without becoming one with ourselves, amongst ourselves. There is no use, no use. Our elder can agree with me. Those who have been doing ibadat for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. Without ilm, there is nothing. I'm not saying that. Let's listen to Mala Bapa again. Ilm vari ru darja ba darja upar chadse. क्या पर भी नहीं लखे लोग इबादत वाली रू दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर जासे. कई रू पर जावा नहीं. इल्म वाली रू दर्जा ब दर्जा बुलंद होगी. इल्म वाली रू, ना के इबादत वाली. इबादत भी जरूरी छे इल्म साथे. पहले इल्म પછી इबादत. इल्म वाली रूह दर्जा ब दर्जा ऊपर जाती है. कौन सी रूह? इल्म वाली. इल्म ना साथे इबादत. आप बे विंग्स छे. इल्म इबादत तो ऊपर जातो. खाली इबादत 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 तो गोल गोल फरसो. Only ibadat, one side wing, you will go around and around. Ilm and ibadat together, you will fly high. You will fly high. And that is Marifaat. That is Haqiqat. That is Tariqat. And that is Shariaat. We must know our Shariaat. How and why. Then understand the ilm. We've been listening to this for last 2 years. Some of you must have heard over 1,000 lectures, over 1,000 lectures. How much knowledge do we have? If I start asking questions right now, would you be able to answer half of those questions? 10% of those questions? If your answer is no, then what have we learned in last 3 years? This pandemic was a blessing, a given mercy from the Imam for us to have a time. No excuse, I don't have a time. Everybody has time. If we are saying we don't have time, it is nothing but an excuse. Inshallah, once again, we have opportunity to learn about our Shariat, our Tariqat, our Haqiqat Tariqat, and inshallah tomorrow we can go into the Marifaat. But only step by step. Learn Shariat, learn Tariqat, learn Haqiqat, know the truth, know the facts, know the core of our Tariqah, so we may move into the Marifaat, the last stage. So I would like to keep today's class short because we have a lot of questions today. Let's open the floor one at a time and we can go through some of these things. Let's take another 30, 40 minutes to have a conversation, serious conversation. Let's talk about on the topic issues seriously and see, do we truly understand what we are doing? Are we following our tariqah the way Imam wants us to follow our tariqah? Or are we going backward? Some of us, unfortunately, going into the Shariat backward. I wanted to do namaz, I wanted to do roza, I wanted to do hajj. Our tariqah has only 3 Shariat. Let's follow that first before we walk backward. Let's move forward. We are in Haqiqat. We are no longer 5-year-old. We are no longer 13, 14-year-old. Let's behave like an adult. So let me stop here. And I see my first question, how do we go about becoming one in the social hall? When we are in the social hall, what do we do normally? We find our friend and family, some other Jamati member. Do we look at them with love and affectionate? Have we ever asked them, how are you? What have we done today to help that one person in Jamat? Just think about it. We went to Jamaat yesterday. We went to Jamaat today. While you were outside in social hall, when you looked around all of those people, hundreds and thousands, which one of them did you help or ask or did anything to make their life easier? That's how you're supposed to become one with others. That is the farman of Chandra. Pehle tame aapas ma ek dil thei jao. Honestly, ask ourselves, including myself, when we are in social hall, 90%, no, 99%. What is the conversation taking place? Gossiping? How to make money? What is stock share? મોલા બાપાનો ઘોડો જીતી ગયો કે નહીં? આજની માર્કેટ કેવી છે? આજની પોલિટિક્સ શું છે? If I'm lying, if I'm not correct, open your mic and tell me. If you are doing other things than what I just said, Mubarak to you. Congratulations. You are only 1%. You are not 99%. You are in that 1%, which is looking after. And you don't have to go and ask each one of those people. Start with your friends and family, someone who's closer to you in your Jamat. Ask Mukhi Sahib, ask a volunteer. When was the last time you asked volunteer? Or when last time you said thank you to a volunteer? Thank you for your service. How can I help you clean Jamat Khana? How can I help you do your job better? When was the last time you asked that? And if you have, you are in the 1%. If you have not, you are in 99%. Let's open the floor. I absolutely agree with Monica. We are normally cracking jokes about our faith and laughing our heads off. Even in the prayer halls, someone I met a couple of days ago, he was telling me he could not go to Jamat Khana most of the time. And I would say, why? Why can you not go to Jamat Khana? He said, when I go to Jamat Khana 15 minutes earlier, people are just talking, and I hear gossiping. I cannot sit after the two dua and do my tasbih because the only thing I hear is gossiping, people laughing out loud. I cannot concentrate. Why? We are adult. How can we be laughing and talking loud in prayer hall? Don't you see people are doing tasbih, people are trying to concentrate, people are doing dua, niyaz, chanto. How can we do that to our brother and sister? That shows we do not care for anyone than ourselves. How can we become one with them when we don't even care for them? Great comment. Thank you for that comment. Any other comments? Ji Monica, go ahead.
Yani Madad Alwais Bhai, Aziz Bhai, lovely seeing you and hearing you. And just, exploring very scientifically and very thoroughly at the same time in both levels, spiritual and material levels, each level of faith and how we rise through the ranks, or we're at a different level or at a lower level that we hope to be. I think when I learned about Shariaat, Tariqat, Haqiqat and Marifaat when I was at Baitul Ilm, it was a very, very powerful experience. And I just loved what you said about those who have been practicing bandagi for many, many years. It's great to have that experience and hindsight. So when I recite Kutumba Parivar, like I was this evening, I genuinely mean what you were saying is the meaning, that I've left everyone, everything, even that was dear to me, to go to Mola. What I meant in the comment box was actually the chat box. I meant to be saying that I try to be positive, because there'll always be, or usually be, somebody upset, some senior volunteer being upset about something. And I just like to, remind everyone that there's no need to be so stressed or upset or feel that it's awkward. And I'll say something about our faith in about my experience, about my spiritual experience, that might help the other person, but I'll say it laughingly in cheerful way. That's what I meant. I didn't mean making jokes about faith and putting people down. I wasn't meaning that.
Yes,
but yes,
no,
I probably was. Yeah, I was probably highlighting that some people are not serious and yes, have the conviction. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Somebody made a negative comment about Mukhi Kamriya. May I request you not to do that, please? Let's talk positive. Let's not make any negative comments about Mukhi Kamriya or anyone else.
Sure, yeah, good.
Thank you.
Good.
Ji, any other comments or question? Yes, it is very disrespectful to the peers and the imam and the Jamat while the Ginan is recited for the niyaz. Even though it is announced, respectfully stand and listen to the Ginan while Ginan is recited for the niyaz. Please, that is not the place or the time to talk while the Ginan is being recited. Good comment, thank you. Ji.
Sir, can I ask something?
Ji, please.
Sir, but before I ask it, I just want to apologize to you that I'm not arguing with you in any way, or I'm not saying that what you're saying is not true. But I don't know, my wife says, no, don't ask, he might not like it, but
listen to your wife, you want to sleep restfully tonight.
Yeah, today is the 5th time, and I'm making a note of everything you mentioned, that when, you mentioned Hazrimam Nagoro Ajiti Gayo, and I can assure you with 100% guarantee that I am maybe one of the very few who has been, informing people, because I think I'm proud as an Ismaili, not as a Murid, but as an Ismaili, to have my leader. I'm not calling him Hazrimam, okay? As my leaders winning the horse. And as a matter of fact, I had a visit one day from my Greed association. He was a son of his father was in the church, Padri or something. And he was asking me about, who are you? And I explained to him, and he said, you mean the Aga Khan, the horse owner? This is what they think, you see? So, and if I inform this to my brothers, the Hazrimam, they don't know anything about it, and I think I feel proud. I passed on the knowledge. So, I'm just wondering, passing the knowledge to your brothers, is it a sin as far as I'm concerned? Sorry, please don't misunderstand me.
May I make a comment on your comment?
Sure, sir, sure.
That is not ilm or knowledge, that's just information. It does not help me any iota in my spiritual progress if Imam's horse wins or loses.
Okay.
So that is Imam's business.
Yes.
That is Imam's business.
Yes.
And he runs those horses as his business. It's not part of our tariqah or religion. So here we are only we talking about what matters spiritually, and information, you can give information. I have no problem with that, Shirazba. I love you like a brother. You can give any information you want. And I don't know if you do or not, because I don't pay attention to those things. So here, the saying was, how do we help our brother and sister spiritually? Information, and I'm quoting Mola Bapa now, information is too much. Out of that, knowledge is very little. Our task is to find wisdom in the knowledge. That is Imam's Farman. So my task, as per Imam's Farman, is to find wisdom in the knowledge. I have no interest myself, and information, you can give whatever information you want. I have no problem, because I dearly love you. But so I was just making a point that when we are standing outside in the social hall, normal conversation, how to make money, normal conversation, politics, normal conversation, even about the, what you just said.
Houses, yes.
Hardly ever any conversation. And let me tell you the practice that I have a book that I have written for the children of the REC. And I have practiced that with my children and my family children, meaning my brother and sister's children. When you leave the Jamat Khana, meaning when you come out of Jamat Khana, the first question, and my children know this, and my family children know this very well, I would ask, what was the Farman today? Now, let's ask 110 people on this line. Have you ever reflected on the Farman instead of Mullah Bapa's horse, won or lost? Have you ever reflected on Ginan instead of how much money can we make? Or have we ever talked about the dua instead of politics when we came out of Jamaat Khana? Because our focus, we lost it. As soon as we came out, we left our tariqah inside the Jamaat Khana. Imam's Farman again, not me. I'm not saying anything from my side. Your tariqah does not stop nor start inside the Jamaat Khana, but we live within the ethics of Islam. So I'm just preaching and teaching what Imam is telling us, nothing from my own. It really doesn't matter to me what anybody does. I'm just asking for a self-reflection. Instead of talking about all that, how about we ask ourselves, our wife, husband, children, brother, sister, did you listen to Farman today? What was that Farman about? Did you listen to Manika's Ginan today? What was that Ginan about? See, that is the self-reflection. So that's what I was talking about. So go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Shariaat.
Okay, you can ask this to Farida Bhai as well. And every time, I'm not saying every day, but every time somebody says a Farman or a Ginan, I always make a comment at the end of the, everything. And you can ask this to Farida Bhai every time. Sometimes Farida Bhai, or Shiraz Bhai, tell us the meaning of this. So we all discuss this, but there is a limit to everything, all play and no work makes Jack a dull boy. I mean, yes, I quite agree that we should talk about everything, but there are times when, I'll be very honest with you. Sometimes I will tell you what happened 4 weeks ago when I was talking with all these and I was talking about.
Shiraz Bhai, I got it, I understood. Thank you.
They literally told me off. They told me off, said, Shiraz, why do you have to talk about religion all the time? Can't we talk of something else? This is exactly the insulting mark that I had.
It's okay, Shiraz Bhai. We will always have those kind of comments.
Yeah, that's it.
We have to go above that, right? Inshallah.
Yeah. Because just now,
and I know you very well. Remember, I know you and your family.
Thank you.
More than anyone on this land, probably.
I know, and I'm very proud of that. And I'm very, very proud of that. Thank you. Thank you.
Ji.
Hello,
Any other comments? Ji, we have Rabia Bhai and Manika. Go ahead.
याली मदद अजीज भाई अभी आपके लेक्चर में आई वाज ऑल दीज इयर्स बचपन से लेके अभी तक रिफ्लेक्शन करती रही हूँ शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह पेरेंट्स ने टाइम टू टाइम सिखाया लेकिन वही वाली बात है ना कि दैट नॉलेज इज स्टिल देयर Jamaat Khana is still there without fail because she used to give us punishment के सुबह शाम जमात खाने ले ही जाते थे हम लोग को but reflection में ये हुआ मेरे को कि better understanding of majlises का मेरे को अभी कोविड में पता चला और अभी आपसे पता चला to be के भाई because I used to think every majlis is जरूरी है जाना इवन बैतुल ख्याल का मजलिस भी कभी मिस नहीं करे बट ये पता चला कि भाई रिफ्लेक्शन ये हुआ कि इसमें आज़म मिलने के बाद तो लाजिम हो जाता है सो आई रिफ्लेक्टेड ऑन दैट दर्जात का भी बेसिकली 90% तो अभी इतना नो हाउ अवेयरनेस हुई है हाँ और काइंड्स ऑफ द सोन का कुछ ऐसे इल्म ये था कि भाई हाँ कभी मॉम बोले कि भाई अगर कभी तुम्हारे इन केस एनी लाइफ टाइम में तुम्हारा दसोन का पैसा पूरा नहीं होता है एंड बट पे योर दसन इमीडिएटली और उसको जो भी घर में अपनी चीज़ें पड़िए जो बिल्कुल ही पैक्ड हो या समथिंग हो and new ho, to just give that as a dason with the niyat and put it in Jamat Khana. So I don't know the kinds of dason kya hai. I just want to know that.
That's very good and perfect question I was hoping for. Very good and perfect question I was hoping for.
Ji.
So I'm going to make it so simple and logical that everyone can understand.
Ji.
The son is due on our earning. And earning are of the three kind: physical, spiritual, and intellectual. Within the physical, there are many kind of earning. For example, money, time, and knowledge, meaning strength of the knowledge. We do always rotate around, concentrate on money. Imam is careless about our money. Imam said it in our Golden Jubilee. If you wanted to give Nazarana, fine. I would like time and knowledge. We forgot the son of the time. Because time is the earning which we have received from the Imam. 12.5% of the time is how many hours in 24 hours? 3 hours. Do we give 3 hours to the Imam every day? If we don't, we are cheating in our dasan. Knowledge. When you have the knowledge, may it be the knowledge that you learn business-wise or otherwise. You have a knowledge of the religion or the otherwise. Spiritual knowledge or the otherwise. You're supposed to share. How much? 12.5% of that. The song is of the time and knowledge. Time, 3 ghanta din ka. And whatever strength we have, knowledge-wise, it can be worldly knowledge or spiritual knowledge. You're supposed to share with your Jamat. Sometimes people come to us for advice, business advice. How to buy a home, how to buy a car, how to look for a job. All of that, if you know something, share your experience with them. That is the son of your knowledge. When you have mazhabi knowledge, religious knowledge, you're supposed to share with your brother and sister. When you have a spiritual knowledge, you're supposed to share with your brother and sister. That is the son. Because our life is of three kinds: physical, spiritual, and intellectual. The son cannot be only one kind. And money is only one part of it. Only one part. Time and knowledge is the other two parts. And Imam told us, no one can say we did not know. Imam told us that, fine, if you want to give me money, that's fine. Time and knowledge. Have you given time and knowledge to Imam?
Little bit.
Inshallah, inshallah. We are learning. Remember, when we are learning, we can follow it. We can learn and we can follow it. Imam is merciful. Don't worry about it. Imam is so merciful. Whatever we did, in Houston, I love the way Imam said it. Whatever happened in the past, Imam put his both hands like this. Whatever happened in past, I'm removing it. Going forward, you do your best. I love it.
Yes. Yes.
Don't worry about it. Imam, you will find him merciful. We are human, we make mistakes. No problem. Accept, learn, and move forward. That is the teaching. See, it's not a criticism, it's a teaching.
Yes. I have learned this now practicing also के line में न्यास का या दुआ करावी का वो होवे तो line में पहले अपना दुआ करते जाओ, no talking, just मौला से दुआ मांगते जाओ, and then when you do the दुआ करावी, मौला grants all your wishes. तो एक तो ये हो गया है, दूसरा ये था कि ये भी बताया गया है कि भाई जमात खाने के बाद तुम इधर उधर नहीं जाओ, सीधा बरकत अपने घर में ला।
Okay. Is there a comment or question?
नो, आई एम जस्ट आस्किंग कि भाई सीधा घर में जाना होता है।
ये हमारे पेरेंट्स का बिलीव था, हमारे पेरेंट्स ये कहते थे।
जी।
हमारे तरीके में कहीं ये लिखा हुआ नहीं कि ऐसा करना है, लेकिन that is the belief of our parents,
हाँ
which is a good belief, so why
हाँ,
not?
तो वो करते तो है, लेकिन समटाइम्स आजकल की वर्ल्ड में ये होता है ना कि नहीं मॉम इधर जाना है, वो
Yeah,
जरूरी
which is
है,
fine, which is
which is
perfectly fine. There's
ओके
nothing wrong with that.
ओके ओके।
Remember, that is our belief, so we
यस
follow that.
यस।
But what about, you know, how funny it would be, and then I'm going to share that. My father, he worked 6 o'clock in the morning, so he would go to morning Jamat and then go to his store, right? He
Yes.
cannot come to home. So how can we say, well, he's not following what my mother told? My
Yeah.
mother will tell us to come home, but my father will go to work.
Yes.
So logical.
Yes.
Remember, our tariqa is logical.
Logical. हाँ, logical. We have to
अच्छा,
use
चलो.
our
Who's the
intellect.
next?
अब मैं एक
Who's
सवाल
next?
करूँ आपसे, नूरजान।
Thank you, भाई।
जी, go ahead.
मिश्री साहब, आपने जो सवाल बताए, 3 तरीके, आप 3 तरह के आप दे सकते हैं, द सोल, पैसे से, फिजिकली और स्पिरिचुअली। मैं पैसे से और फिजिकल तो मैं समझ गई कि आप किसी की मदद कर रहे हो, या किसी को घर जाना है ले जा रहे हो, या किसी को कुछ चाहिए तो आप तो जमात खाने में, अच्छा ठीक है। बाकी ये स्पिरिचुअली आप किस तरह आप दसों दे सकते हैं?
I love this question again. See, those are the questions I'm looking for. When I say those things in back of my mind, I'm wishing and hoping that somebody will catch and ask question. इसके लिए दुआ करनी है, इसके लिए दुआ करनी है।
अच्छा, दुआ करनी है, वरना अपने जो शुक्र है मौला का कि एक्सपीरियंस होते रहते हैं मुझे, मगर उसको तो शेयर नहीं करना, उसकी तो मनाही है। बस एक और सवाल है मेरा, आपने मुझे समझाया दुआ करना, ठीक है, I'll do that. I'll do in my sajda as well and then do dua as well. मैं दुआ करती हूँ सबके लिए, इंशाल्लाह मौला सुनता भी है। कभी कभार वो छोड़ देता है, मुझे लगता है कि वो आखिरत के लिए छोड़ देता है वो दुआएं। वो तो 3 दुआओं में से एक दुआ कबूल हो तो हम लकी है ना। दूसरा मेरा सवाल है, एक हमारे में है, हमारा मैंने वाइज में सुना है, दैत कालिंगा है ना, एक दैत कालिंगा है जो जब आखिर टाइम आएगा तो मौला उसके सामने आएंगे। दूसरा ये तो हमारा,
I don't know if you can see me, but I'm laughing loud right now.
आप हंस ले, मेरा सवाल है, मैं 2 चीज में कंफ्यूज हो रही, दैत कालिंगा। अच्छा, एक दूसरा है ये अपने कौन है यहूदी लोग का, उन लोगों का फेथ है कि वो दज्जाल को मानते हैं और उसके इंतजार करते हैं उसका कि वो आएगा और दुनिया पे वो राज करेगा। इन दोनों में क्या फर्क है, मुझे वो सब बताएं, सिर्फ मेरे समझ से बाहर है वो।
दोनों ही बात इलॉजिकल एंड अनइंटेलेक्चुअल है। दोनों ही बात इलॉजिकल एंड अनइंटेलेक्चुअल है।
Really?
Yes, really.
Otherwise, Saib,
इसलिए तो मैं हंस रहा था मैं।
question. Otherwise, Saib, can you explain the question that was just asked?
She have heard about क्या नाम दज्जाल और दैन कालिंगा, and they're both illogical and unintellectual. So there cannot be answer. I cannot answer a wrong question. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the question.
Question, that's right. Yeah, क्योंकि मैंने वाइज में सुना और मैंने
देखो यही फर्क है। नूरजान बहन बोल रही है ना?
हाँ, नूरजान, हाँ।
देखिए, एक होता है जो इंटेलेक्चुअल होता है, एक ऐसी बातें होती है जो हम बच्चों को कहानियां सुनाते हैं ना, उसमें इंटेलेक्ट और लॉजिक का कोई पार्ट नहीं होता है।
में हकीकत नहीं है,
वो उसमें हकीकत नहीं होती है।
हकीकत नहीं होती
तो
उसकी।
जो हकीकत नहीं होती है ना, वो सवाल भी नहीं हो सकता है, राइट? जिस तरह मैं कहूँ कि वो फेरी टेल, जो मेरा दांत टूट गया था तो फेरी टेल आई थी मेरे तकिए के पीछे पैसे छोड़ के गई, वो फेरी टेल कौन थी? तो कैसा अजीब लगेगा, सब हंसेंगे मेरे पर।
जाहिर सी बात, जाहिर सी बात, वो
Right?
बच्चों
वो बच्चों के लिए होता है, सिर्फ
समझ,
बच्चों को समझाने के लिए, बहलाने के लिए होता है।
अच्छा अच्छा, समझ
जिस
गई मैं,
तरह,
थैंक यू।
थैंक यू
नहीं, मुझे समझ में आ गया, और मुझे ये आपकी वापस थी वो मुझे वॉइस सुननी है, फरीदा भाई से मिलूंगी। इसके 4 सवाल है ना, तरीकत, हकीकत, मार्फत और शरीयत, तरीकत, हकीकत और मार्फत। मुझे उसमें से कुछ दो तो समझ में आए, बाकी 2 कुछ समझ में नहीं आए। मार्फत का तो आप करेंगे।
नाचीज के पहले उर्दू के लेक्चर भी है, आई कैन शेयर दैट आल्सो ऑन दिस वेरी सब्जेक्ट।
ठीक है, ठीक है, थैंक यू वेरी मच।
यू वेलकम।
बड़ी बड़ी अच्छी होती है आपकी वॉइस, मैं तो अभी भी सुनती हूँ, मगर मुझे वॉइस सुनने का बड़ा शौक है।
वॉइस
शुक्र
सुनकर समझकर फिर इसको फॉलो करना,
वो
इंशाल्लाह।
फॉलो भी करते
अली
हैं
अल्लाह
इंशाल्लाह।
इज ग्रेट एंड मर्सीफुल।
और मौला ने मुझे बहुत सारी दुआ से भी दी है, शुक्र है मौला का।
जी, नेक्स्ट।
दोहराए, थैंक यू वेरी मच, या अली मदद।
या अली मदद।
Yes, Aziz Bhai, I just wanted to ask a question on behalf of someone else. They would prefer if I asked it for them, if that's all right.
Sure.
The question is, isn't that Jamat Khana is inside us in our spiritual world? Because as Imam Ali said, that the whole universe is inside you. And in one of your lectures, you mentioned that everything is encompassed in the Imam. So he is already inside us. But based on Shariat, the structure of Jamat Khana is important, based on Shariat. But in Haqiqi terms, Jamat Khana is inside us. Wow, that was deep.
So there are 3 Jamaat Khana. If everything is 3, then has to be 3 Jamaat Khana.
Right, okay.
Physical, spiritual within us,
Right.
and intellectual. So where the 3rd Jamaat Khana would be?
Right.
So the person who's asking question, so he talks about first and the second. Physical Jamaat Khana, one inside of us. Where is the 3rd Jamaat Khana? Everything is 3.
Wow. In the intellect, and the intellect could be in here, it could be out there if you're giving wise or you're teaching Ginan.
Think again.
All right. Physical, spiritual. Wow, physical.
If there's a Jamaat Khana within us, where is the 3rd Jamaat Khana would be? A living Jamaat Khana. I'm going to give you a hint. A living Jamaat Khana.
The Imam.
Bingo.
The Imam, that's the Jamaat Khana, yes.
So our physical Jamaat Khana is telling us to go inside of yourself. And inside of ourselves, Jamaat Khana is telling us to be one with the Imam and his living Jamaat Khana.
Right. Yes. So the person just commented to me, their understanding that it's the universal intellect of Imam. The universal intellect. Lovely. Great. Thank you. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other comments or questions? We still have 15 more minutes. If anyone have any comments or questions. Shirazba, do you have any question?
Shirazba, why are you quiet?
Hello.
जी, याली मदद।
याली मदद अजीज भाई।
याली मदद।
मैं शिकागो से नीलोफर बात कर रही हूँ, कैसे हैं आप?
शुक्र अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
अजीज भाई, आपकी वॉइस तो बहुत बहुत माशाल्लाह से बहुत ही हमें अच्छा
अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह।
फिल्म दे रही है।
शुक्र मौला।
अच्छा, मुझे ये रिक्वेस्ट करनी थी कि लास्ट टाइम की भी है ना लंदन की रिकॉर्डिंग मैंने रिक्वेस्ट की थी, मगर मुझे मिली नहीं है, और आज की भी अगर प्लीज पॉसिबल हो तो हम लोगों
अपने इंफॉर्मेशन फरीदा भाई
आपका नंबर
साहब के साथ शेयर कर दें।
आपका नंबर दे दो, मुझे नंबर दे दो।
आप नोट अभी कर रहे हो?
हाँ मैं करती हूँ, दे दो नीलोफर।
773 943
773 943
1714।
1714। आपका एरिया कोड क्या है?
60660
606.
नहीं
60.
ફરીદા ભાઈ મેં લખીને મોકલાવી દીધું તમને એનો નંબર
हाँ?
मैं તમને લખીને મોકલાવી દીધો आपका नाम बता दीजिए प्लीज
मेरा नाम
नीलूफर।
नीलोफर खोजा.
नीलूफर खोजा।
खोजा।
Okay.
ओके
Thank you. Thank you.
थैंक यू अजीज भाई.
यू
हाँ,
वेलकम
फरीदा भाई को मेरा भी नंबर दो मेरे को रिकॉर्डिंग के लिए प्लीज.
आप अपना नंबर लिखवा दें और अपना नाम बता दें फरीदा
जी,
भाई को
राबिया हाशमी 347-613-3398.
वापस रिपीट करना एक मरतबा
राबिया हाशमी 347-613-3398.
और आप कनाडा में है कि यूएसए में है
मैं हाँ यूएसए में ह्यूस्टन में हूँ.
ओके ठीक है ये भेज दिया मैंने उनको
Thank you, Aziz bhai.
so much.
याली मदद मेरा
शुक्र
नाम
है.
मलिक सचवानी है और अनफॉर्चुनेटली मैंने आज का मैसेज आज का पूरा जो रिकॉर्डिंग है वो मिस किया है तो प्लीज कैन यू सेंड मी आई कैन गिव यू माय नंबर
So go ahead
847-363-5951
5951 and that is USA correct
yeah 847-363-5951 my name is Malik Sachwani thank you so much इतना मजा आता है कैसा
Sure,
होता है कभी
बिल्कुल।
बाकी की 15 मिनट नहीं जाए आप बस बोलते ही रहो इतना मजा आता है
माशाल्लाह
और
माशाल्लाह.
हमेशा आपको सुखियाबाद रखे
आमीन,
बहुत सारी
आमीन,
दुआएं आपके लिए और सुनने वालों के लिए और सबके लिए
आमीन
याद
आमीन
मदद
आमीन जी दिलशाद भाई wanted to say something
हेलो
जी
मेरा नंबर है 404-944-5636 सुल्ताना रॉय अटलांटा थी
जी 001 okay got it
Aziz bhai, I
Okay.
want to ask a
Thank
question.
you.
जी go ahead
My friend is always telling me to listen to this Kalinga. Dal Kalinga. What is this all about? Should I be doing it or should I not be doing it? What is it all about?
are you still listening to the stories or are you listening to the ilm
I was listening to you, but the thing is, when you said what you said earlier, then it's given me a thought, because she only just 2 days ago told me that he sambar, you know.
હા તો એક સ્ટોરી હોય છે અગર આપણે બચ્ચા છે તો આપણે સ્ટોરી સાંભળશું તે મોટા થઈ ગયા તો પછી ઇલ્મ સાંભળવું પડે છે તો હજુ બી આપણે સ્ટોરી સાંભળી છે તો સાંભળી શકીએ છીએ બાકી ઇલ્મના અંદર કાંઈ નથી there is no ilm in that story
Thank you for telling me that, because I won't waste my time listening to this. It's on YouTube, would you believe it?
I'm sure it is there there's so much garbage in YouTube that we cannot even count
But it is relevant to our
Bring that for
Ginans.
me.
It is relevant according to our Ginans.
remember there was the example given by the peers stories they were told so we can understand the batin we forgot the ilm part of it
अभी तो अजीज भाई एकदम ही सीरियसली फॉर द सेल्वेशन ऑफ आवर सोल वापस सुनना है आपका आज का लेक्चर और सीरियसली रिफ्लेक्शन करना है और अमल भी करना है
must thank you so much
Yeah, Aziz bhai, like she said, I want to reflect too. So please, can you take my number and you can send me the sessions, even the
Sure.
past ones too, please.
Sure. What's your number?
604. You have a pen? 604-765-3086, and it's Vancouver.
Okay.
604-765-3086. All the past sessions, so I can reflect and listen properly. Thank you, Aziz bhai.
Is that Leila? Leila?
Yes, it is. Yes.
I've got your number. I'll send them to you.
Oh, you have?
No
You'll be
worries.
sending me? Okay, then
Yeah,
let's
I
go.
will send you. I'll send you, Leila. No problem.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, Liman.
If somebody's TV is on, please switch it off.
Yeah, if everyone can mute, please, that would be great. Thank you.
Is the session finished? Because it's so interesting and I don't want to go yet. Can you?
Do you want to ask? Do you have any question?
No questions now, but I would like you to talk more.
Sure. Go ahead.
Aziz, I have a comment. Somebody else.
अजीज भाई अपना रूहानी के लिए जो इल्म दर्जा
आपकी आवाज कट गई
Yeah, three
हाँ,
people
सही
were
है।
asking a
हाँ,
question. You
अभी सुनाई दे रहा है?
जी
हाँ, तो आप लोग रूहानी के लिए, दर्जात के लिए क्या तस्बीह निकालना होता है?
ओके, सो दो बातें मैं आपको बताऊं कि
जी
रूहानी को इल्म मिल रहा है।
जी
क्या रूहानी को इल्म मिल रहा है? मैंने शायद का वर्ड यूज नहीं किया, मैंने ये भी नहीं बोला हो सकता है, ऐसा भी नहीं बोला, मैंने क्या
जी
बोला?
रूहानी
रूहानी को इल्म मिल
मिल
रहा
रहा
है।
है।
आपको
जी
बिल्कुल फिक्र करने की जरूरत नहीं है।
ओके
नंबर 2, अगर आप उसकी तरक्की के लिए दुआ करना चाहते हैं तो आप उसकी गुनाहों की माफी के लिए सलवात इज बेस्ट।
जी
आप
अच्छा
आराम से सलवात पढ़े, इंशाल्लाह मुल्ला उसके लिए कबूल फरमाएंगे और उसके
आमीन।
दर्जात को बुलंद
हाँ
करें।
हाँ, रूहानी के लिए सलवात तो रोज ही तस्बीह निकालते
वही
हैं।
सबसे बेस्ट है।
ओके ओके, थैंक यू। हाँ
बाकी
मौला
इल्म के लिए आपको मसला नहीं है, उनको इल्म मिल रहा है, अच्छी तरह
ओके
से मिल रहा है।
ओके, नहीं नहीं, अब समझ गई कि शुक्र है कि तस्बीह निकल रही है, पर ज्यादा अबंडेंस में निकालूंगी। मौला आपको दीन दुनिया में सुखी सलामत आबाद रखे। मौला आपको
आमीन
नया साल मुबारक करे, बहुत बरकत
आमीन
लावे। मौला
आमीन
आपकी
आमीन
सलामती रखे, आल औलाद की भी। मौला हमको साबित कदम रखे सिरातुल
आमीन
मुस्तकीम
आमीन
पर। और मौला ग्लोबल जमात को वेलो पदारी तो जो जाहिर व बातुनी दीदार, नूरानी दीदार नसीब करे।
Yeah. Any more questions?
We have a 2 hand raised, Shirazba and Kial. Go ahead.
Yeah, Aziz Bhai, I have a question on the intellectual, the song.
Okay,
Can you shed some light or give some examples on it?
sure. So intellectual, okay? So intellectual has to do with ilm, and ilm can be something that you know. For example, you are very good at business, in car repair, or in the somehow you know about the colleges, some books that you can share, or in religion, you know about our tariqah. But be careful, when you talk about the tariqah, you must have full understanding of your tariqah before you teach other, because there is a chance, and we have seen this in the past, when half-hearted, half-ilm people start to give knowledge, they do this service to the Jamat, and they are taking them on the wrong path because they don't understand the Tariqat themselves. So how can they share with others? So once someone has full knowledge of the Tariqah, I'm going to quote Imam's Farman. I truly believe Imam has given all the Farman, and he can guide us in how and when and what. Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alayhi, may our soul be sacrificed to that Imam, says, who can be a teacher? The one who has full and complete understanding of the Tariqah and also have some spiritual experiences and knowledge. Then and then only one can teach. Ji.
Aziz, I have a comment. It's not a question,
Ji, go ahead.
but perhaps you'll add something more that will have, so people who want to continue to listen to you speak, they can hear some more. Just when you were mentioning something about when you only ibadat with no knowledge, it's like using one arm or one wing and going round and round. But that when you have both ilm and ibadat, then you actually can ascend. And it's interesting, what it reminded me of was, this idea that sometimes going round and round can seem a lot of fun for people, right? Like you go to the amusement park, you go on the merry-go-round, even riding the horse, since we were talking about horses earlier, but or the swings and going round and round and round. it can seem like a lot of fun, pleasurable, but there's a firman of Imam Sultan Shah who also says, do not do the ibadah just for pleasure, just for the feeling of pleasure. And I wonder that sometimes perhaps, and this could go across different traditions sometimes, because when it's just about obtaining some sort of a bliss or a zen-like state, or feeling as if you have been disappearing from the world, that I think is all natural things. That becomes simply meditation. And the beauty of our ibadah is that it's not just meditation, it's a meditation coupled with the walaya and with the Marifaat, the knowledge, bringing us closer to Imam. So that maybe perhaps when we do it without the knowledge, yes, it might be peaceful for some, it might be some sort of a pleasure, some feeling is coming there. But the part that's missing is the ilm, the knowledge, the Marifaat, the Haqiqat. And that's probably what we can gain when we're either reading the books, and maybe some people, not everyone enjoys books, but that's why we also have lectures. And I think more important than just the lectures is the reflecting upon what we've learned, even if it takes a few minutes just to kind of think about the concepts we learned. So that way, when we go into the ibadah, not that we'll be necessarily, recalling those facts or those information we heard, but just naturally by assimilating, by reading, by reflecting in quiet time, our soul itself becomes more charged, and then the ibadah, inshallah, becomes flying upwards rather than round and round, and just not the pleasure, but actually ascending somewhere. So that was just my comment. When you said that, it reminded me of that idea.
Subhanallah, subhanallah. Great comment. And you are absolutely right. Like I said, Imam has given us true and perfect Faramin only if we reflect. Reflection is a must for everyone. When we don't reflect, we do things without thinking, without reflecting. Thank you so much for your comment. Gee, there was someone else trying to say something. Please go ahead.
Aziz bhai, when you were talking about the Rouhani, when what we have been saying is the hell and the heaven, people go into hell or heaven, yeah? So when somebody dies, the Rouhani has been sorted out by Allah, whether that person goes into hell or heaven, okay? He has decided it, he's Allah, okay? Now, when we are saying all this tasbih and all that, is he going to change his mind? That, oh, well, because lots of people have prayed and said salawat and whatever, let him go from hell to heaven. He's already decided. Can you explain more on that, please?
May I know your name, please?
My name is Latif.
Latif. If I tell you, I may shock you, there is no hell. What do you think about that? I would like you to do one thing. Can you invest?
That's a good news.
Can you invest 2 hours of your time? Nachis had delivered a lecture on this very Zoom 2 years ago, and it was the journey of the soul. And if you listen to those 2 hours, you will learn so much about the journey of the soul that all your old concept, and may I say ill concept, will be removed from you, and you will be much in peace knowing the true mercy of the Imam, that everyone is in the stages, one stage or the other in the heaven. And when we do tasbih, tasbih is a recommendation, sifarish. And you will find that word izan in Ayah Kursi. We are told to do izan by the Imam in the Chandra's Farman. So when we do sifarish, so let's say somebody, we are on the number 6. If you think of a clock, we are on number 6. Our journey goes from 6 to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 12 being at the end. When each time we do tasbih, well wish, recommendation, sifarish, For the Ruhani, the one takes a notch up, and a notch up, and a notch up. And inshallah, one day, remember, they are learning ilm and they are doing ibadat. Two function of the Ruhanis, only two function. You know what thing they cannot do? They cannot do good deeds. This needs to be done here. They cannot do Giryazari. Giryazari needs to be done here. Only two function of the Ruhani is to take ilm and do ibadat. Two wings. And they fly step by step, step by step. Fortunate for us, we are taking ilm here, we are doing ibadat here. Inshallah, we will not need a sifarish. We will qualified to go from 6 all the way to, inshallah, the right number that we can be. But for any reason, we are gunegar, we are sinful, we get stuck between 6 and 5 or 5 and 4, 4 and 3, then those tasbihs will help us who are notch up each time somebody remembers us.
But then,
Tasbihs for the Ruhani, inshallah.
but then our Dinan says ke til na lekha lese mula.
It's done already.
So he is already decided on our.
So now you have to
action.
invest. Now you have to invest 1 more hour. Listen to 1 more lecture, time of death.
Okay.
That will tell you about til na lekha.
Okay.
There is no subject that you can ask today that lecture has not been delivered. Over 1,000 lectures, imagine that. We have to invest time in ourselves. So now you have 3 hour, 1 2-hour lecture, 2-part, journey of the soul. 1, time of the death. That will answer both of your questions. Inshallah.
Sir, yeah,
And good. Hope good. Inshallah. Ji.
Hello, Mr. Saab.
Ji,
હું નૂરજાન બોલું છું પાછી. મને ક્વેશ્ચન કરવો છે કે છે ને જે આત્મહત્યા કરીને વયા જાય છે દુનિયાથી, એના માટે આપણે શું કરી શકીએ છીએ?
દુઆ.
દુઆ. એની જર્ની કેટલી લાંબી હોય છે પછી એની?
50,000 વર્ષ.
50,000 વર્ષ. આપણે દુઆ કરીએ તો એમાં કટક ઓલું થતું જાય ને?
બેશક. Remember, trust and believe in Imam's mercy. Yaqeen rakjo Imamni rahmat mathe.
એ તો યકીન છે મને. અમારી ફેમિલીમાંથી જ કોઈ વહી ગયું છે.
ના, કઈ મસલો નથી, કોઈ પ્રોબ્લેમ નથી. ટ્રસ્ટ ઇમામ્સ મર્સી, બસ બીજું કઈ નહીં. ઇમામની મર્સીમાંથી યકીન રાખજો.
પછી એના માટે દુઆ બી કરી.
ઘણી દુઆ કરો. સલવાત પર કોમમાં તો બાકી બહેરાલ ઈ તો બધા રૂહાની તો બધી અલ્લાહ એક જ છે અને રૂહાની બધી અલ્લાહની જ છે. એના રૂહમાંથી આવતા છે બધા, એના નૂરમાંથી આવી છે બધી રૂહાની. ભલે મઝહબ જુદા કરી નાખ્યા છે તો દુનિયામાં પહેર્યા છે. કાંઈ મસલો નથી.
કે અમારી ફેમિલીમાંથી ગયું છે.
કાંઈ મસલો નથી.
હું એના માટે દુઆ કરું. મને બહુ હેરાન થતું.
તમે મને નામ મોકલાવો એનું, હું બી દુઆ કરીશ.
એનું નામ છે માઇલ્સ સ્ટોકટન.
Sorry?
Miles Stockton.
તો મને લખીને મોકલાવો તાકે હું ગલત.
હું ફરીદાબાદ MYLES
Stockton STO
Miles
Stockton STO
TON Stockton.
Okay, thank you. All right, done.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Saab.
You're welcome.
મને ઘણું બધું નોલેજ મળે છે અને આઈ હોપ હું એનાથી આગળ વધી શકું વધારે જરા, ઇન્શાલ્લાહ. તમે મારા માટે દુઆ કરો કે મોલા મને
આપણે બધા માટે રહેમાન છે, આપણે બધા માટે મહેરબાન છે મોલા.
મારી રૂહાની શક્તિ વધારે બસ મોલા.
ઇન્શાલ્લાહ. Ali,
Okay.
Allah is great and merciful.
That's it. He is. I know. આ બધા એક્સપિરિયન્સ મને હમણાં 2-4 વર્ષ ત્યાં જ થાય છે.
Inshallah.
2-4 વર્ષ હું જરાક આગળ આવી ગઈ છું વધારે. એના પહેલા હું એટલી બધી નહોતી મસ્જિદમાં. હતી પણ ખાલી બસ એનીવે તમારી દુઆ અમને ખપે છે. બસ બીજું કાંઈ નથી જોતું. ઓકે. થેન્ક યુ વેરી મચ મિસ્ટર સાહેબ. વેરી નાઇસ. ઇન્શાલ્લાહ કાલે બી સાંભળશું તમારી મારફતની.
Inshallah.
Yali Madad, sir. Yali Madad.
So should we stop here, Farida Bhai, or do we have more
Yali-
questions? Go ahead.
Yali
Go
Madad,
ahead.
There's one lady, yes, she's
Go
got a
ahead.
question.
Go ahead, please.
Yali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad.
सर मैं पूछती हूँ कोई ऐसी साइट नहीं है जिसमें आपके सारे लेक्चर्स और वाइज वगैरह
है
तो वो मिल जाए तो हम हाँ उसी को
जी कामड़े साहब अगर लाइन पर है तो वो शेयर कर दे, वरना मैं फरीदा भाई के साथ शेयर करूं। आप कौन से ग्रुप में है?
मैं ग्रुप 3
फरीदा
में
भाई
हूँ।
के साथ है कि
नहीं
आपके ग्रुप का नाम क्या है?
रूहानी ग्रुप 3 है, रूहानी इल्मी ग्रुप।
रूहानी ग्रुप, ओके, ख्याल के ग्रुप में आप, ठीक है, ओके।
ख्याल
ख्याल, would you share a spreadsheet with her, please?
Sure,
मुझे नंबर देना होगा।
अगर आप ऑलरेडी ग्रुप में है तो ग्रुप में शेयर करेंगे, सबको मिल जाएगा।
अच्छा, थैंक यू।
Khayal sir, can you send it to me as well, please?
Group.
Khayal sir,
Yeah,
prayer
yeah.
circle group, yeah? Send it to
Yes.
me as well, please.
Sure.
Then I can share it with the members who want it.
Sure. Yes, we can do that. Let's just put it on all groups so nobody will miss it.